afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Wednesday afternoon. The sun's out, the wind died down. Helps a lot.
Nice day today. It felt great.
Yeah, without that wind.
Yeah, and warm-up is on the way, a big one.
Yeah, we'll get the weather from Greg in just a minute. But first, topping our news today, the Darrell Brooks trial continued in its third week today as the jury got to see the weapon used in the attack, the red SUV.
We'll tell you what the coolest thing made in Wisconsin is. It's a hefty prize for a hefty item. And President Biden is taking steps to try to lower fuel costs again. We'll detail his latest plan to tap into the national stockpile. As we say, a nice day today. Still some color out there. And still some leaves. The wind didn't take all the leaves off. And we are going to be flipping the pattern. Greg's in the backyard ready to do a flip for us.
Not literally, hopefully. No. But yeah, the pattern is definitely going to change here. It's going to be kind of a typical flip back to warm temperatures. Right now, it's not too bad outside. Average temperatures similar to yesterday, just the wind has died down as the influences of that low pressure system has pushed further to the east, so we're not seeing as much. Just a few high clouds right now. Overall temperatures have climbed almost to 50 at Lone Rock. We're in the mid-40s for most locations, still below average, but like I said, without that wind, it actually isn't that bad outside. So overall, Dane County really in the mid-40s as we'll see maybe a degree or two more climb today, but otherwise that's going to be our high today. As we go through the evening, we'll dip back down to the 30s. Not going to be as cold tonight, and the winds will be lighter with a few clouds. Overall, it won't be as cold as last night. What we got is to the west is that high pressure to the west, where all really the warm temperatures have had. Actually, was 93 in Los Angeles today. So that is going to begin to pull back to the northeast, and that's what we're going to be expecting here later this week as that low begins to push off to the northeast and away from us. So that's the thing that we're going to be seeing more of. And you can see the temperatures out to the west. Already starting to see that warm up. I'll let you know when we're going to see that and how actually warm and how long it'll actually stick around here a bit later in the broadcast.
All right, we'll check back in a little bit. Thank you, Greg. First at 4, the Darrell Brooks trial continued today with Waukesha police officers who canvassed the area immediately following the Christmas parade attack. The day began with a juror raising health concerns due to COVID. In anticipation of this trial, the court has installed a new HVAC system, air purifiers, and a UV light system. Also, extra sanitation and masks are being provided. Kyle Becker from the Waukesha Police Department detailed the evidence he found the day Brooks was arrested after the attack.
And then I also located a gray hooded sweatshirt that had a multicolored design or logo on the front of the sweatshirt. That sweatshirt was the same sweatshirt that we believed Mr. Brooks was wearing during the incident. This was the gray hooded sweatshirt that I located in the children's playhouse.
This was a rare moment so far in the trial of physical evidence shown in the courtroom. Later in the afternoon, the jury got to see the weapon used in this attack, the red SUV. Brooks did not attend.
In the race for governor, Tim Michels is branding himself as an outsider. This week, we heard his plans to divide up the Department of Natural Resources.
And now we have more on the kind of shakeups we can expect in a Michels administration.
Political reporter Will Keneally joins us from just outside a campaign event in Madison with more. Will?
So we heard Michels speak at an event hosted by the state's largest business lobby. Michels used that to tout his business record, which he says makes him an outsider. He wants to take a hard look at shaking up state agencies, but also bring that outsider perspective to working with the state legislature.
And when people come to me and they say, Governor Michels, you can't do that, I'm going to go to Roger Roth, my lieutenant governor, and I say, Roger, can we do that? He's going to say, oh, yes, you can.
So Roger Roth, Michels' running mate there, currently serves in the state Senate. Michels also says he's committed to working more with the state legislature, something that he's criticized Evers for not doing more of. And for his part, most of Evers' proposals have fallen on deaf ears in the legislature. Republicans in the legislature often don't even debate some of these special sessions that the governor brings up. Reporting from the Monona Terrace, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Will, thank you. Today is the last day Wisconsinites can register by mail or online to vote in the November 8th election, but those who miss that deadline will still be able to register to vote in other ways. A voter wanting to register by mail needs to have their registration form and proof of residence postmarked and sent to their municipal clerk's office by no later than today. That same deadline exists for voters using the MyVote website to register online. After today, a voter will still be able to register to vote at their clerk's office during business hours up till 5 p.m. on November 4th. Voters can also register at the polls on Election Day.
The president of Ukraine says his country faces a tough and dark winter after the latest barrage of Russian missiles knocked out 30% of Ukraine's power stations. Meanwhile, the U.S. and its allies are raising concerns over reports of a possible new arms deal between Iran and Moscow. Residents of a damaged building in the Kharkiv region are hunkering down as temperatures drop. This man says he has no electricity, no water, and no gas, and they are cold.
We have, and of this I'm absolutely convinced, a high risk of mortality during the winter months with families and communities who have been left with absolutely nothing.
United Nations humanitarian workers warn they may not be able to meet all of the needs of Ukrainians who may need assistance. The White House said it will continue its support for the Ukrainian people, but it slammed reports that Iran may be planning to provide Russia with surface-to-air missiles and more so-called kamikaze drones, which Ukraine says were used in multiple deadly attacks on Monday.
Supporters of WNBA star Brittany Griner sent messages of support on her 32nd birthday as she awaits an appeal hearing later this month in Russia. Her representatives shared this message from the athlete, quote, "Thank you everyone for fighting so hard to get me home. All the support and love are definitely helping me," end quote. Last night, Griner got a shutout from a fellow star as the Golden State Warriors were celebrating their NBA championship. Steph Curry had a passionate message of support for Griner.
Brittany Griner's birthday is today. She's 32 years old. We want to continue to let her name be known, and we pray that it's been 243 days since she's been wrongfully incarcerated in Russia. We hope that she comes home soon and everybody's doing their part to get her home.
The Olympic gold medalist has been in Russian custody since February when authorities found less than a gram of cannabis oil in her suitcase at a Moscow airport. She claimed it was for medicinal use, but the court convicted her of drug possession and sentenced her to 9 years in prison. The Biden administration has proposed a prisoner swap, but Russia has not accepted it. Griner's appeal hearing is scheduled for October 25th. Well, gas prices had been dropping throughout the summer, but recent news from overseas sent them right back up again at a time when many Americans can vent their financial pain with their vote.
Skylar Henry is at the White House with what President Biden is doing to try to make gas more affordable.
Good afternoon.
President Biden announced the release of 15 million barrels of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve.
We're going to continue to stabilize markets and decrease the prices at a time when the actions of other countries have caused such volatility.
The White House says the move is meant to act as a wartime bridge to increase oil supplies while the U.S. ramps up domestic production to replace the oil lost to the war in Ukraine.
We're producing 12 million barrels of oil per day. And by the end of this year, we will be producing 1 million barrels a day, more than the day in which I took office.
The oil producer nations that make up OPEC Plus announced a major production cut 2 weeks ago. President Biden urged Saudi Arabia not to take that step, but it did anyway.
The choices made by other countries are affecting the price of gas here at home. That's why I've been acting so aggressively.
This move by the administration to bring down prices at the pump comes just 3 weeks ahead of the midterm elections, and Republicans have been hammering Democrats over inflation.
That rising energy price that people see at the pump, that they see in the utility bills, that our farmers see when they're paying more for diesel, that was the direct result of policies enacted by Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, and supported 100% by Tim Ryan.
In the latest CBS News poll, 65% of registered voters said the economy is getting worse, and 45% of those surveyed said President Biden is responsible for the economic conditions. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
The White House says the president may authorize the selling of more oil from the petroleum reserves this winter if needed. For 34 years, the Goodman Community Center in Madison has been making Thanksgiving happen for thousands of Dane County families. And this year, they've seen more registrations in their first day than ever before. The Thanksgiving Basket Drive registration opened on Monday. It hit 3,000 within 24 hours. which blasts 2021's record. Each year the Goodman Center provides the ingredients for a full Thanksgiving meal to 4,000 Dane County families. Registration is open to anyone, but as their slots fill at record levels, the Goodman Center is pointing to inflation.
And it really tells us that, you know, people are feeling the increase in the grocery prices in their wallet, and so they're kind of thinking about, okay, how can we still celebrate the holidays, still have all the wonderful feels we get coming around at the table for a good meal, and I think that's kind of why we're seeing this big increase.
The center and their donors feel the inflation too. They say the community always comes through to fill their baskets, but they will need your help this year, encouraging all of us to host food drives, volunteer, and check out their website for a countdown of the foods they need the most as Thanksgiving approaches.
Well, the official coolest thing made in the state of Wisconsin was announced today at the Monona Terrace. It's called the Volterra, and it's the first ever all-electric municipal fire truck made by Pierce Manufacturing in Appleton. In total, there were 152,000 votes cast to determine the coolest things made in Wisconsin, and in the final round, only 98 votes separated number 1 and number 2. This year, the one Volterra is already serving in the Madison Fire Department on the frontline duty at Station 8, Madison's busiest fire station.
So when we went to the city and asked them about the opportunity to introduce an electric fire truck into their fleet, they met us with open arms and indicated that they'd be very interested in introducing this vehicle into their fleet.
There were nearly 150 different products nominated this year, but only one could be the winner. Even the coolest thing trophy is made in Wisconsin.
Very cool.
Cool. Well, still to come at 4, you may have noticed there are a lot of election ads on TV.
A lot is an understatement, and a lot of them, most of them, are negative. Are they effective? We'll talk with a UW journalism professor about the upcoming midterms when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, Live at 4.
If your home has a garage, chances are the floor is stained, dusty, even cracked in places. But Mad City Home Improvement can transform your garage in as little as 1 day. Introducing Renewity Advanced Floor Coatings. Get a showroom quality appearance that protects against oil, moisture, and chemical damage. Plus, our garage storage systems will keep your space organized. Now take advantage of our introductory offer. Receive 33% off installation of Renewity Advanced Floor Coatings with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. Senior military discounts. Receive $1,000 off a garage storage system. And call during this program for a free wall organizer with your floor coating purchase. Throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-888-8537. That's 608-888-8537.
When I heard from my doctor, it was my worst nightmare. My baby's diagnosis was dismal, a severe abnormality, and my husband and I decided to have an abortion so our daughter wouldn't suffer. Tim Michaels thinks that decision should have been his, not ours. He wants to criminalize abortion. And if he's elected, women will lose the freedom to decide what's best for them. Tim Michaels is just way too radical for Wisconsin.
This is Connie Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. While things have changed, it's still necessary for families to stay connected. And when it comes to the loss of a loved one, it's important to process and grieve and honor your loved one in a way that keeps everyone safe. We're doing this through intimate services and private virtual streaming so your family can be part of the service no matter where they are. Ryan Funeral Homes are here with your safety in mind and compassionate care in your time of need.
There's a reason big dental bills often come as a shock, because sometimes you don't realize what's not covered until you get the bill. That's why affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual is important. It can give you benefits that go beyond what you get from more limited coverage plans. Because no one likes a big dental bill, especially if you're retired or on a fixed income. For a free information kit, call or go online now. This isn't some discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps cover over 350 procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures, at any dentist you want. Dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company helps cover preventive care, basic work, and major procedures, with no deductibles and no annual maximum. For your free information kit with all the details, call now or visit sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Welcome back, everyone. The aftermath of the pandemic appears to have provided a lot of us with more free time.
Due to the international outbreak, more people started to work from home, and that means less time was spent overall in traffic. The Federal Reserve Bank of New York says not leaving the house to clock up frees up to 60 million hours a day that workers don't spend behind the wheel driving to and from work. In a separate study done earlier this year by Cisco, nearly 80% of the 28,000 people questioned said remote work has boosted their overall well-being.
If you want to keep your heart in tip-top shape, make sure you get enough sleep. According to a study in today's Journal of the American Heart Association, the more sleep a person gets, the better for their heart health. Researchers say people who sleep less than 7 hours a night have an increased risk of heart disease risk issues, including type 2 diabetes, obesity, and high blood pressure. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommends adults get at least 7 hours of shut-eye per day.
You're going to lose sleep over this. Taking a vacation at the Mouse House will cost you more cheese during the upcoming holidays. Ticket prices for Disneyland in California have risen. In some cases, cost even more than the U.S. annual inflation rate of 8.2%. Among the areas seeing price hikes, hotel valet parking, and food items at parks in both Florida and California. It would cost a family of 2 adults and 2 children nearly $1,100 a single day for parking, tickets to both Disneyland parks, and the Genie Plus Skip the Line service. The cheapest single-day Disneyland ticket has held steady at $104 per day for the past few years, but the number of these specially priced tickets has gone down.
The Internal Revenue Service will let Americans keep more of their income next year due to inflation. Since tax rates are automatically adjusted for inflation, there will be higher cutoffs for all 7 income tax brackets and a higher standard deduction when you file your tax return. For example, the income thresholds for the top tax rate, 37%, are going up 7% from this year, and the standard deduction, the baseline income that most people file their taxes with, will see the largest increase since 1985. The standard deduction for married couples will rise by $1,800. For individuals, it's a $900 increase.
Well, stocks snapped a winning streak to end a back-and-forth session lower. The Dow Industrials lost almost 100 points, closing at 30,423. The Nasdaq dropped 91. The S&P 500 off 24. Well, the midterm election less than 3 weeks away.
Early voting is already drawing record turnout in some states.
A new Associated Press poll found 3/4 of voters said they think the future of the country will be at stake when they vote this year. Mike Wagner is a professor at UW School of Journalism and Mass Communication and the expert of elections and the media. Mike, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Mike. Good to see you.
It's great to be with you.
The negative ads seem a little more negative this time around. Am I imagining things?
I don't think you're imagining. Well, when it comes to the volume of negative ads, they're roughly comparable to years past. Most election seasons in Wisconsin are very negative on the airways. One way that they're different is how racialized some of the negative ads have been. And so a lot of the ads that have been attacking Lieutenant Governor Barnes in his quest to be a U.S. Senator highlight issues of race and tie those to issues of crime in ways that many advertising and race experts say is notable in this particular election season. But in terms of general negativity, it's pretty similar to years past in our state.
Well, control of the Senate hangs in the balance with this election, and all eyes will be on Wisconsin, which is probably generating all of the money spent for those ads. Everybody universally seems to hate them, but are they effective? Do they work? Is that why we see so many of them?
It's certainly the case you won't find a lot of people who say, oh, I love those negative ads. But there is a lot of evidence that negative ads actually contain quite a bit of information that voters can use to make their decision about who to vote for. And there's evidence that negative ads even lead people to engage in searching for more information, sometimes to try to find a way to reduce the fear that gets caused within the negative ads themselves. But there are some benefits. People tend to be more knowledgeable about the issues at stake in an election when they see negative ads, and they tend to be more likely to search for information about the election itself.
So there is some good from them?
I mean, how do you deduce the truth, though? Do you think most voters honestly do the due diligence to take the time to investigate the claims made in the ads, or do you just believe what you see?
I don't think many people are spending their free time trying to debunk ads. That's really more the province of journalists and how they can help contribute to our overall understanding. But when I say search for information, I mean even just be more willing to talk to other people about who they're going to vote for and what they think the issues are at stake in the election. They're more likely to watch the news or read a newspaper than people who don't see a lot of those ads. And of course, the people who see them are folks who the ad or the campaigns are specifically trying to target for some strategic purpose. And so there's already a little bit of a selection effect, as we say in social science research, which is to say the people who are being targeted are the very people that are, the campaigns are trying to persuade. And so the effects on them are partly driven by the fact that they're the ones who like to watch the football games or play the video games where those ads pop up the most.
So you think it could change somebody's mind?
It's possible. Negative ads sometimes can have a persuasive effect. Positive ads seem to have more of a, I remember why I liked my party in the first place, and that might make me more likely to vote kind of effect. Negative ads tend to not be the ones that drive us to the polls. They tend to be more about persuasion, or maybe even trying to keep some people away from the polls. So there's certainly negative aspects to negative ads as well, especially with how much some of them play with the line of what's true and what's not.
Well, less than 3 weeks to go. I'm sure we'll see a few more as we go along here. Mike, great to see you again.
And we hope we see you again soon as well. Thank you so much for your time.
You bet.
Well, speaking of the midterms, Florida is cracking down on voter fraud.
But some people are calling foul. We'll have more on that coming up after Greg's much improved, much warmer forecast. Stay with us.
With Pick and Save Fresh Perks, it's easy to get lower than low prices for the win. You also earn fuel points on every purchase to save big at the pump. Pick and Save Fresh Perks. All you do is win big, big savings. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Convert your garage from a place you just park your car into a beautiful and organized extension of your home with Renuity Advanced Floor Coatings plus garage storage systems from Mad City Home Improvement.
Open the door and you feel like you're not even in a garage. Whether there's a car in there or not, you feel like you're part of your house.
Transform your garage in as little as 1 day, back with a lifetime guarantee and our product and labor warranty. Plus, now during our introductory offer, receive 33% off installation with zero down, zero payments, and zero interest for 12 months. Senior military discounts receive $1,000 off a garage storage system. And call during this program for a free wall organizer with your floor coating purchase. Throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-888-8537. That's 608-888-8537.
Defund the Police radical Mandela Barnes isn't just dangerously wrong on crime. Barnes supported raising Wisconsin's gas tax nearly 30%, while we already pay some of the highest gas taxes in the country. Barnes wants to stop all oil and gas production in America, killing jobs and making prices skyrocket. And while Barnes didn't pay his own taxes, he pushed a $1 billion tax increase on Wisconsin families. We can't afford radical Mandela Barnes. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Nothing beats a great night's sleep on a new Tempur-Pedic mattress from Steinhoffels. And right now, save $300 on Tempur-Pedic Breeze mattresses, starting at just $53 a month. The Tempur-Breeze uses next-generation cooling technology, allowing you to sleep up to 8 degrees cooler all night long. And you can rest easy when you take advantage of Steinhoffels' 60-month zero-interest financing. Isn't it time you got a great night's sleep? Relax, it's Steinhoffels.
Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Looking for one of our most capable Ford SUVs? Okay, great. We've got you covered. Spacious interiors, innovative tech, good looks, and a legendary off-road experience. Check out our inventory today, or let us help you place a custom order. Getting into the perfect Ford SUV? Well, it's easier than ever. Yeah, we've got you covered. Now choose FlexBuy on a 2022 Ford Escape or Edge and get 0% financing for 66 months.
With the Pick and Save app, no matter where you order free pickup, you get the same great deals as you'd get in our stores. So start your cart today. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Well, take a look at this. Talk about your creepy Halloween displays in Davis, Oklahoma. A display with some Nashville flair. This spooky display is a tradition for Julia and Les Tingley, country music fans. There's a skeleton crew. Other setups include Poncho and Lefty and George Bones. A classic song by Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson inspired one of their first displays years ago. The couple works on their decor that is from September up until Halloween.
Very creative.
There's the skeleton crew.
Yeah, oh boy.
All right, people in Providence, Rhode Island have been running amok. I'm not sure why I'm saying that, since Hocus Pocus was filmed there.
A little bakery in town is getting in on the fun with cupcakes that look like the Sanderson sisters and their book of spells. LaSalle Bakery has been packed with ghouls and goblins clamoring for the spooky sweet treats. Apparently, some of the cupcakes were even taken to the film's set last year.
Some people from the set actually came over, bought some, brought them over to the set, and shared it with everybody.
As you know, Winifred Sanderson, or as you may know, and her sisters prefer to steal the lives of children, but for us mortals, cupcakes are the way to go.
Might as well cash in, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of buzz about Hocus Pocus 2.
I haven't seen 1 or 2.
I haven't either.
Get the Disney Channel.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
All right, good news in the weather department.
Well, if you like warm weather, it is. If you're like me, like cold weather, no.
It's not hot.
No, it's not. But it's going to be 70, so which is, I'll tell you how warm and how long it'll stay 70. We'll get after the break.
Our neighbors have asked us if who did our floor and did we like the product, and I've said yes. I love to have the garage door go open now.
Your garage will become the envy of the neighborhood with Renewity Advanced Floor Coatings, new from Mad City Home Improvement. Extremely durable and easy to clean with floor and flake colors that add a top-notch look. During our introductory offer, receive 33% off installation with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. Senior military discounts. Receive $1,000 off a garage storage system. And call during this program for a free wall organizer with your floor coating purchase. Call today for an estimate as soon as tomorrow, 608-888-8537, 608-888-8537. Check us out online at madcitycoatings.com.
Get up and go!
You heard the Jingle Man, Wisconsin. That means it's time to get a versatile, rugged, athletic SUV that makes you feel like you just won a title. Again. Honda was just crowned KBB.com's best value brand for the 7th year in a row. So get up and go to your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin. Bring it home, Songbird.
Get up and go!
I'm Sheriff Jim Johnson.
I'm Sheriff Eric Severson.
We've got the real story on Mandela Barnes.
Barnes wants to defund our police, but he spent over $600,000 of your money on police protection for himself.
Barnes wants to eliminate bail for violent felons, and his administration has already released over 800 criminals, including 44 child rapists.
Take it from us.
Mandela Barnes policies are a threat to your family.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Fried
Construction wants to thank you for once again voting us Best of Madison 3 years running with 27% off gutters or insulation. Your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best of Madison 3 years in a row. Experience the Best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Save 27% off gutters or insulation with any full roof replacement project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Yeah, the U.S. continues to be kind of split into two. Really, the warm air mass sits out to the west, where they've seen some really even 90 degrees in Los Angeles, while the east, including us, have been pretty much stuck in this cold pattern all the way down to the south. They actually got frost advisories up into northern Florida for tonight, too, so it's really an air mass. But if we look 7 days ahead of time, this whole map will kind of be flipped right around here. So we've been stuck in this northerly pattern right now, but you can see over time as we run through, we're going to see more of this warm air that's going to be pulled northward, eventually by the front that's going to come through. So we do have some changes coming. We'll kind of flip back probably to cooler weather next week, but we do have some warmer air coming out of the west. So that's the good news, eventually what we're going to see. So overall, look at the big picture. For the next 24 hours, we're going to see some high clouds continue to pass by as some weak waves continue to dive south in the area. But other than some high clouds and a few wind shifts, we're not going to see much change as we go through tonight and through tomorrow. A little lighter winds out of the south tomorrow. All the rallies, our temperatures will climb up a little bit. Then we'll see more clouds, and then really the big change comes probably Thursday night when a warm front kind of lifts north. We get warm, basically southerly winds begin to push further north. That'll be one push. Friday and then Saturday, we were going to see the winds kind of really gear back up as another one comes north too, and that's going to be our warmest day. And then that'll continue through Sunday as that system begins to push further east, but we will stay warm at least through Sunday. So you said overall temperatures tonight a little bit warmer just due to cloud cover, lighter winds. We'll get down into the low 30s, a few upper 20s further north. Tomorrow, once again, a little bit warmer. We'll get up to about the mid-50s, which is about close to average under light winds and a few clouds passing through, but overall a better day than even today. And then Thursday night's when you're really going to see the winds turn around overnight, and that's going to be what's going to warm us up almost to 70 by Thursday or Friday. So overall tonight, we're looking at low 30s mostly, a few upper 20s in locations. For tomorrow, getting close to average, 58 in Lone Rock, 56 in Madison, so not a few degrees cooler than average, but like I said, we're getting close there, so it's actually not going to be a bad day. The best stuff comes 69 Friday and then 73 Saturday, and then even 72. So we're going to have a nice long stretch of 70 degrees. Notice that the winds will start picking up Sunday as that front approaches, and then thunderstorms come Sunday late afternoon. Could be a wet period Sunday night into Monday, and then we cool back down with chances of rain probably going through Wednesday. We're going to cool back down, not like we had this week, but it will go back down to where we should be. But definitely you're going to notice the temperatures coming up 73, which I think I mentioned before, October 23rd is the last average day we usually see at 70 degrees around here. So we're right on track.
Right on track.
We are.
Probably the last one.
I would say yes, but not a guarantee.
We said the last time there'd probably be one more.
Yeah, there'll be one more, so we'll see.
Then it's homecoming at the UW this weekend, so it's perfect timing.
It is. The winds are going to be definitely a factor, though, Sunday. You'll see it. Even Saturday, the wind will start picking up.
2:30 kickoff, so
yeah.
Yep.
Wear a short sleeve shirt.
Yeah.
Greg, thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
Closing in on the midterms, Florida is cracking down on voter fraud.
We have new video of police arresting a convicted felon for allegedly voting illegally in the 2020 election.
But as Layla Santiago reports, the woman says that she didn't know she was breaking the law.
Ma'am, we have a warrant for your arrest. For what? For voter fraud. Good, how are you, sir?
Newly obtained police body camera video shows Tampa police officers arresting Ramona Oliver for allegedly voting illegally in the 2020 election.
All right. So I know you're caught off guard, but unfortunately that's how this stuff works, okay?
I'm like, what the hell?
So.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm like, voter fraud. I voted, but I ain't commit no fraud.
Well, so that's the thing. I don't know exactly what happened with it, but you do have a warrant. That's what it's for.
The videos, first reported by the Tampa Bay Times, provide a fresh glimpse into a far-reaching state operation in August to crack down on supposed voter fraud.
The state of Florida has charged and is in the process of arresting 20 individuals across the state for voter fraud. These folks voted illegally in this case, and there's going to be other grounds for other prosecutions in the future. They are disqualified from voting because they've been convicted of either murder or sexual assault.
Oliver is a convicted felon. She served 20 years in state prison for second-degree murder, according to her attorney, Mark Rankin. Her attorney told CNN Oliver was approached at a bus stop one day on the way to work by someone registering voters, and she told them she was a felon. Rankin says the person then told Oliver that she could fill out the form, and if she was eligible, she would get a voter registration card. He says Oliver later received a voter registration card in the mail and therefore thought she was eligible to vote.
I got out. The guy told me that I was clear to go vote as well because I had done my time.
Yep.
I was finished. I ain't owe nobody nothing.
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know what happened. All I know is that you have a warrant, and all it does is say you have a warrant, and I got to go arrest you.
Her attorney says, quote, she served her time and got out, and she got out around the time that Amendment 4 was passed, which affected the rights of felons to vote. Her understanding was that felons had their rights restored. Oliver pleaded not guilty to the illegal voting charge and has a trial set for December. These were the first arrests by Governor Ron DeSantis' newly formed Florida Office of Election Crimes and Security, which was an agency created to probe alleged voting irregularities. Almost immediately after the charges were filed, questions surfaced about whether the individual knew they were violating the law by voting. CNN affiliate WPLG spoke to one of the individuals arrested, Ronald Miller.
I got it out the mailbox thinking that my rights were restored as the guy told me when I had filled the paper out. So I was happy.
Miller, a convicted felon who served time for murder, also says he received a voter ID card in the mail and was arrested in August for allegedly violating the state's voting laws.
1, 2, 3, 4, and all over like this at the door with assault rifles, U.S. marker like this. My house is surrounded.
The Florida law that restored voting rights for some felons says a felon who's not allowed to vote but votes anyway is breaking the law if they, quote, willfully submit any false voter registration information.
After this video came out, the state senator who sponsored that law suggested the state is going to have a hard time proving its case in court.
Very muddy waters down there. Well, coming up next on Live at 4, sometimes what looks like a bag of chips isn't all that. Jeannie Most tells us all about it.
And then next hour at 5, it's the time of year when students at UW-Madison are scrambling to find housing for next year. For some students, this feels very early. Catherine Merck tells us more coming up at 5.
Mad City Home Improvement is now transforming garages throughout Madison and South Central Wisconsin. Introducing Renewity Advanced Floor Coatings, the brand new floor coating. Installed in as little as 1 day. See the before and now the after, with lots of colors and a weatherproof finish. It's also great for patios, decks, and pool areas. Easy to clean and back with a lifetime warranty. Don't miss out on our introductory offer. Receive 33% off installation of Renewity Advanced Floor Coatings with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. Plus, keep your garage organized. Receive $1,000 off a garage storage system. Last chance to call in during this program for a free wall organizer with your floor coating purchase. Throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-888-8537. That's 608-888-8537.
Most senators couldn't tell you the cost of a gallon of milk. Thanks, Ruben. Or how much beef has gone up this year. But I'm not like most senators or any of the other millionaires running for Senate. My mom was a teacher and my dad worked third shift. I know how hard you work. And I know that by bringing manufacturing home, we create jobs and we lower costs. If we want to change Washington, we got to change the people we send there. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
There's nothing like volunteering at the fire department.
There's nothing like hitting the waves.
But with my moderate to severe eczema, it hasn't always been easy.
Since my skin was so irritated and itchy.
And even worse with all my gear on.
Now, I'm staying ahead of my eczema.
There's a power inside all of us to live our passion. And Dupixent works on the inside to help heal your skin from within. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema. So adults can have long-lasting, clearer skin and fast itch relief. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor.
Healing from within is a powerful thing.
Ask your eczema specialist how Dupixent can help heal your skin from within.
New at 5, students struggle to find affordable and fair housing, waiting outside realtors' offices to re-sign leases. News 3 Now examines the troubles these renters face.
Temperatures won't be as chilly Thursday, then southerly winds push temperatures way up for Friday and the weekend. Thunderstorms Friday night and Monday morning will be followed by cooler weather. I'll let you know how warm it'll get at 5.
And ahead at 6, a record-breaking number of families have already signed up for the Goodman Center's Thanksgiving baskets. We share their goals for that event tonight at 6.
Giving the weather satellite a spin, we end up in Pittsburgh. Beautiful city.
It is a beautiful city. The park right along the water there.
Yeah.
44 degrees, a little chilly there today.
Chilly, yep. Well, a new designer bag will definitely chip away at the buyer's budget.
CNN's Jeannie Most reports on the latest high fashion folly from Balenciaga.
Why just carry snacks in your bag when your bag itself can be a potato chip bag? Balenciaga showed models clutching the chip bag at its so-called mud show earlier this month in Paris. But this chip bag definitely isn't dirt cheap.
And that bag is going to go for $1,800, but it will be made out of calf skin leather and have a zipper.
Reportedly $1,800, chips not included. Someone joked, at Balenciaga, y'all taking food stamps? The bag will come in 4 flavors. This is the same high-end design house that created the trash bag, also in calf skin, that likewise costs $1,800. Of course, it's a fashion stunt, says celebrity stylist Philip Block.
It's all like, pay attention, notice me.
Many noticed they've seen a similar bag in canvas on the e-commerce site AliExpress, selling for $3.86. An $1,800 bag looks like a $3 bag that looks like $2 bag of chips. I'll have the chips. Not to mention, a leather chip bag lacks that distinctive crinkle. I say, been there, done that. I wore an entire suit made of chip bags, displayed at an art gallery. Almost as good as a garbage bag out in the rain. But that was almost 25 years ago. Even then, it was snug. Like, I've had way too many potato chips since then to fit into that ever again.
Lay's potato chips, but you can't eat one. But at Balenciaga, I bet you can't buy just one at $1,800.
These Lays are so expensive you practically need layaway. Jeannie Most, CNN, New York.
I don't know what to say.
Art is in the eye of the beholder, isn't it?
Some people have way too much money.
Yes, exactly.
Well, speaking of a lot of people, they started working from home during the pandemic.
And now some companies are taking that one step further. They're letting people work from a hotel room anywhere in the world. We'll find out more when Live at 4 continues.
Buzzed into Madison. Our guest today, we have Jim Flaherty, the Communications Director from AARP Wisconsin. You've been in the studio so many times, but you're usually on the other side of the camera. I'm glad you're right here today.
I'm super excited.
Good. Let's get right to it. So you guys have done a recent election survey. Let's talk about some of the findings from that survey.
Yeah, the top line results are showing that the Republicans are winning both in the governor's race and the Senate race by very slight margins. But you have to remember, this is a horse race poll, and if you think about it in terms of a horse race like the Kentucky Derby, things get really, really volatile right near the end. So in order for candidates to come out ahead in this election, they're going to have to really tune in on what matters most to voters. And those are going to be coming from the independent voters.
Absolutely. Now, some of the findings say that 4 out of 5 voters don't feel like Congress is listening to the issues that matter to them. That's a huge number.
Isn't that an amazing stat?
What does that mean?
What it means is that people are feeling like their thoughts are not being listened to by the candidates, which is why ARP is going all across Wisconsin and the entire country in a campaign called In My Shoes, where we're listening to what people say and then passing those thoughts along to candidates.
You're truly taking them to the politicians and saying, this is what matters.
That's right.
All right.
Exactly right.
I love that. Now let's talk about Social Security, because there's an overwhelming majority polled. They're going to vote for whoever is going to protect Social Security.
Yes.
It's a big, important issue.
It's gigantic among the 50-plus voters. 84% of folks said that they're going to vote for a candidate who will protect Social Security. That we've all paid into this program our entire life. We deserve it to be strong and solvent when we retire.
Absolutely.
So we're very big on protecting Social Security.
Of course, we only had time to touch on some of these important issues. For more info, visit aarp.org/WI votes. For Jim Flaherty, I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed into Madison.
I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
All units, all units. Reports of an abortion at Central Hospital. Officers needed to detain doctor.
If Ron Johnson has his way, he wouldn't just ban abortions. Doctors could go to jail for it. And Johnson's tried for over a decade. He even co-sponsored a bill with no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the woman, and said if women don't like an abortion ban, they can just move. But it's Ron Johnson who doesn't belong in Wisconsin.
Mowing days are here at Menards. That means you'll save $20 instantly when you spend $200 or more on mowing products. That's extra savings on faucets and sinks, shower heads and shower rods, and more. The savings don't stop there. You'll still save 11% on everything. So update your bathroom or create the kitchen of your dreams with big savings in all mowing products during mowing days at Menards.
Overall conditions are okay right now. We still got the normal conditions that near Stoughton Road with the flex lane open right now. That's pretty nuts. We did have a crash earlier on the interstate up near High Crossing Boulevard exit. Right now it's not indicating too much of the way going on, but that was reported about 30 minutes ago. So as we go back down to Mount Horeb and all those areas, we're looking good at 151 all the way to Mount Horeb. We zoom up to all the way to the Dells going up the interstate. No issues to speak of besides the one I just mentioned about further south. And in Janesville, everything looks good too. No issues to speak of too. The weather is cooperating and should be cooperating for the next several days, you guys.
All right, 70s this weekend. Looking forward to it. Well, Barbie recently unveiled its new Tina Turner doll to commemorate the 40th anniversary of her legendary hit, What's Love Got to Do with It? The Barbie doll is wearing the same iconic outfit Tina wore in the music video. The Tina Turner Barbie doll is part of the Barbie Signature Music Series. The $55 doll is already sold out and going for 3 to 4 times that amount on the internet. What's profit got to do with it? Well, COVID may be subsiding, but hybrid work and working from home have become the norm for some employees, and Americans are increasingly combining travel with their workday life.
One startup is trying to capitalize on that with a novel idea, but its launch was complicated by the war in Ukraine.
Earlier, we talked to CBS's Wendy Gillette from New York.
Mark and Susan, the real estate service firm JLL recently conducted a survey of senior executives in the field that shows by 2025, more than half of companies will have moved to a model of employee choice concerning hybrid work. And that means more workers will be spreading their wings when it comes to where they choose to spend their work days.
Oh my goodness. September was like, hi, bye.
Entrepreneur Obatalia Yamashunya is one of the many Americans changing the meaning of WFH. For them, the acronym doesn't just mean work from home, but work from hotel.
Remo Day.
The former Los Angeles resident now lives in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, and has started spending some of her work days inside these new pods at the family-friendly, all-inclusive Sensera Resort and Spa south of Cancun.
renting a remote office for $30 a day.
It's a beautiful environment. You have room service. I don't have to think about cooking.
The workspaces are a partnership between the hotel, where we stayed for a reduced rate, and a company called Remo, which had a launch date in Ukraine 2 days before the war started. Plan B was a handful of modular office spaces recently installed at Sincera, which Remo's CEO, who's still based in Kyiv, just visited.
I'm lucky because my family helped me a lot, and my friends were together with me, and my team in Remo also.
Now that the company is up and running in Mexico, the goal is to expand both internationally and in the U.S.
I think it's going to work because our world has changed. Our world has changed drastically, and we're not going back to how it was before.
A Gallup poll from the summer found 5 in 10 U.S. remote-capable employees are working hybrid, and 3 in 10 are fully remote. WFH looks a little sweeter when you have access to this.
The office space at Sincera is free for hotel guests if they book rooms through remo.club. Mark and Susan?
Well, that would be nice, working in hotel rooms.
Absolutely.
So, Wendy, what are other hotel companies doing to encourage guests to work at their properties?
The Work from Hyatt program, which includes booking an office for the day as well as extended stay perks like waived resort fees, is still running through the end of the year. Workspaces for Hilton continues to offer rooms to use for the day, and Marriott's Day Pass program is also still active.
Very interesting. Are other countries also trying to woo extended stay guests these days?
Yeah, they sure are. Thailand just offered a new program offering 10-year visas. Portugal, Iceland, Norway, several Caribbean nations, Mexico, and Dubai also offering digital nomads a place to settle down. Most of the countries have income requirements, and you, of course, have to clear your plans with your employer to make sure taxes will not be an issue, as well as any other concerns such as the time change. A lot of people don't think about that, but you might be working in the middle of the night.
Good point. Yeah, that's true. So where should we go to Live-at-four? Let's pick a place.
Portugal sounds good to me.
Yeah. Portugal. Portugal. That's where I'd pick.
All right, Wendy. Great story. Thank you.
Great to see you, Wendy. Thanks so much.
You too.
That is very enticing.
A little more complicated for us, but it is a great idea. Yeah, you can work anywhere in the world now.
Just the time change.
Yep.
All right, we'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
I love being an orthopedic surgeon because I can help people improve their lives. My name is Ashish Raval. I'm an orthopedic surgeon. My specialty is sports medicine, focusing specifically on the care of the shoulder, hip, and knee.
Join us at the Madison Fall Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns. Visit and get inspired for your 2023 building and remodeling projects. Go to MadisonParadeOfHomes.com and purchase your tickets today.
In every corner of our state, Wisconsinites feel the impact of a changing climate, from the effects on our crops and livestock to the damage to our roads and highways. That's why Governor Tony Evers has a plan to take action and protect our state. It will get Wisconsin to 100% clean energy, lower power bills, grow our local economies, and create more than 40,000 jobs right here in Wisconsin. Tony Evers, focused on doing the right thing for Wisconsin families.
Hi, this is Lisa from 4 Imprint. Yes. I'd like 50 welcome wows, 300 customer I love it, and 200 team member oh yes, certainly. You know we got some brand new woohoos.
Dial up the wow factor with promotional products from 4 Imprint. We specialize in awesome items that are certain to awe and guaranteed to deliver some ooh yes. From apparel, backpacks, drinkware to high-tech items.
Wow.
I love it. Woohoo!
Go to 4imprint.com and find some wow now. 4 Imprint, for certain.
At Ortho Team Clinic, we're able to provide comprehensive shoulder care to really address all the different shoulder problems that a patient may have. Listening is at the center of how we're able to treat these patients effectively.
Students are scrambling to re-sign their leases that offer affordable and convenient housing. News 3 Now looks at the heart of the issue.
A UW-Madison student has taken to social media to share her experiences with affordable housing in the city. Tell you what the options look like.
As political ads bombard you with campaign promises and claims to capture your vote, News 3 Now gives you a reality check, clarifying the candidates' messages and finding the facts to help you make informed choices. Reality Check, tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Yeah, quiet yet chilly evening as we look out the sky cam in Platteville. Just some high cirrus clouds out there right now. Temperatures will drop into the mid-30s by 10 p.m. before they fall into the lower 30s by tomorrow morning. Then we start changing things with an increase tomorrow, but a big jump in temperatures come Friday. Actually warm through Saturday and Sunday before rain and showers and thunderstorms come into the picture Sunday night into Monday. So that's what the things to know. Mild tomorrow, even warmer, 70s, and then thunder chances come in Sunday night into Monday. So get out there and enjoy the weekend here with the last leaves that'll still be on the trees, because come next week, they'll probably be all gone.
Very spring-like weekend coming up.
That's right.
With colored trees. All right, thank you, Greg. Tomorrow here on Live at 4, with bow hunting season in full swing, we'll meet a master bow maker in the Traveler Throwback Thursday.
And we go behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs in the all-electric Ford F-150 Lightning. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.
It's A1 Furniture's anniversary sale with up to 43% off store-wide and 43 months free financing. Plus, get tax included on purchases over $9.99. Huge selection in stock now at A1 Furniture.
Madison's locally owned family furniture store.
Breaking news in Dallas, Texas, where at least 5 police officers were killed when they were ambushed.
This was the deadliest day for U.S. law enforcement since 9/11.
Just days after this horrific crime, Mandela Barnes appeared on Vladimir Putin's propaganda news outlet and rationalized violence against American police officers.
Police officers are over-exercising their badges. This probably was a retaliatory attack.
Do you want Mandela Barnes representing you in the Senate?
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Did you know that Wisconsin Vision offers telehealth eye exams? I just scheduled my telehealth eye exam easily on their website. Once in store, a tech helps get me started and then pre-checks my eyes. See my eye on the screen? Then I have my telehealth eye exam virtually with a licensed optometrist on the TV.
Everything looks great, Kate. You're going to love your new prescription.
Ask us about our $59 eye exam. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Looking for one of our most capable Ford SUVs? Okay, great. We've got you covered. Spacious interiors, innovative tech, good looks, and a legendary off-road experience. Check out our inventory today, or let us help you place a custom order. Getting into the perfect Ford SUV? Well, it's easier than ever. Yeah, we've got you covered. Now choose FlexBuy on a 2022 Ford Escape or Edge and get 0% financing for 66 months.
I'll never forget January 6th, watching my fellow law enforcement officers defending the Capitol, defending our freedoms, defending democracy, and then 5 officers died. But Ron Johnson is making excuses for rioters who tried to overthrow our government, even calling them peaceful protests. Johnson defended Donald Trump's lies and even supported efforts to make it harder for some people to vote at all. Senator Johnson's just not for us.
And Citizens United is responsible for the content of this ad.
Don't miss A1 Furniture's anniversary sale. Save up to 43% off name brand mattresses and get 43 months free financing. Plus, get tax included on purchases over $9.99. Huge selection in stock now at A1 Furniture.
Madison's locally owned family furniture store.
Susan?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hello. I'm losing track of time here. In today's Final Touch, we all know that cornhole is a popular backyard game.
One man in Missouri is a big fan, and we mean big. Matt Brokaw loves playing it and has taken the game to a whole new level. He's built a huge cornhole out behind his business in Grain Valley, Missouri, and folks are loving it. It's a typical cornhole that lights up at night and shoots large beanbags from a slingshot, getting some big air. Now, Matt's done some research, and he says it's not the largest cornhole in the world, but it comes close. It measures 20 by 40 feet. While cornhole is not an Olympic sport, it is a professional sport, and players compete for money, and the events are broadcast on network TV.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
A lot of fun with that. All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.